BBC Three Counties Drive Time, coming up to 9 minutes past 6 o'clock. Bruce Springsteen, Ain't Good Enough For You. Ah, yes, we are. Money in Business tonight. Joining me in the studio, Karen Frick from Little Monkey Murals in Bedford. Nice to have you in, Karen. Viv Stark is Enterprise Awareness Manager at Business Link in Hertfordshire. What is it you do exactly?
Well, I try and promote enterprise around the Hertfordshire area. So anyone who's thinking of starting a business or running a workshop to help them understand what the implications of doing that are.
Is it a publicly funded organisation? Or?
Yeah, government funded.
And is that safe? Is that still carrying on?
Safe up until the 25th of November.
Goodness me, does it worry you?
Yeah, I'll be out of a job, so yes, it is a little bit of a worry.
But isn't the government supposed to be promoting business and small business and enterprise? We need people like you, Viv, to advise other people how to do it properly.
Absolutely. I mean, the government have said that what in fact they'll do is they'll increase the information on the websites and they'll make that available, and there'll be some mentors available, apparently 40,000 mentors that will be there to support businesses.
Karen is shaking her head there. You don't agree?
No, I don't know.
Why not?
I mean, you know, as Viv has rightly said, I mean, the government have said that they're sort of putting a lot of effort into helping small and medium-sized businesses. Yet, on the other hand, they seem to be doing an awful lot to sort of not to help us. And this is one of those examples where, you know, we all appreciate that in these times cuts need to be made. But I do wonder if that is, you know, an area which really is an area which should be cut when, after all, it is the private sector that is apparently supposed to get this country going and get it out of recession. So you would have thought if that is the case, then perhaps it is, you know, that sector which could do with a little bit of help.
Jonathan Davies here as well, economist and wealth manager.
Roberto, let's put it all into perspective. They're talking about the drastic cuts. You know, I was talking to a client a couple of weeks ago who was really appalled with the level of cuts, and I said, try living in Ireland or Greece or Portugal. That is real austerity.
Yeah, but we're not those countries. We were the fourth.
Yeah, and our economy is even worse than those countries. That's the reality. Our banks are technically insolvent. The amount of debt in our society, held by the government, held by the banks, is the biggest in history. We have to do something about our government finances.
I think most people will agree with you. And we've heard about cuts and that the election, we knew that this was coming in a way, but it's the savagery of
savagery. We're going back to 2006-07 levels.
But Jonathan,
I don't remember 2006 anyone saying we need more money in the public sector.
No, but Jonathan, you know, that the libraries are closing, schools are cutting back, organisations like Viv's organisation was supposed to help small businesses, that is cutting back. At some point, we've got to invest in the country.
Let me give you a statistic. If you add up all the frontline staff, teachers, nurses, doctors, soldiers, firemen, it comes to 2 million people. How come there's 7 million people in the public sector? What on earth do the other 5 million do?
Do you know? Because I don't.
No, and that's the point. And we're doing something about it. We need to. We've got no money. We're bankrupt.
Viv?
Well, I think we need to make cuts, but also, you know, one of the points is that government are they spending this money wisely? The taxes that they've got from us.
And of course, that is increasing in so many different areas. Of course, Karen, I'm fascinated by your business, Little Monkey Murals, based in Bedford.
Yes. Trading
on the web for 10 years, and you've now gone what I call proper retail.
Indeed.
Into a shop.
Yes.
I mean, people don't know, but the expenses of going retail
is huge.
Are enormous.
Yes,
Why do you do that?
Well, I think, you know, we have been online for many, many years, and obviously we have built up a very successful business. But I do believe that even, you know, with catalogues and, you know, all this sort of thing, it's wonderful and great, and internet retailing is a fantastic thing, but there is still a great room for actual shopping. People want to go in, they want to look at things, they want to hold them, they want to, you know, do the colours match? Is it exactly what I want? You know, there is an experience attached to shopping, which, like it or not, you're not going to get on the internet. You know, internet, as I say, fantastic. Obviously, we've built our business on it, so, you know, I have nothing but praise for it. But there is still, you know, that element where you can go in and it becomes an experience. You know, we are also not just a retail shop. We offer children's parties, you know, we offer all sorts of things within the shop itself. So, you know, we've sort of gone not sort of just retail. We've gone into it wholesale, you know, to actually make it more of a hub, a place for people to sort of do things. So perhaps, you know, on offering a niche product as well, which we do, that, you know, obviously the lines that we do are, you know, you can't buy them everywhere. You know, it does mean that we, you know, we can give shoppers that experience, which perhaps you wouldn't necessarily get, as I say, on the internet.
Okay. We'll come back to... there's so many questions I need to put to you, but you're here in the studio tonight. Jonathan, Viv and Karen. Jonathan, you're clearly very keen on cutting wherever possible. Can our economy sustain all these people who are going to be unemployed?
In the very short term, there's no doubt it's going to have a negative impact on the economy. House prices will continue falling, unemployment will rise, absolutely. But, you know, people are so short-termist. They don't realise, you know, one of the things we're going to talk about is we've got to get lending going. People don't realise what they're talking about is pile in more debt into an economy which is already overwhelmed by debt. We need to take a more long-termist adult attitude as opposed to short-term, always short-term. Politicians always think 4 or 5 years because...
So they have to because that's when
and that's their
up.
job. And that's why the voters have to be educated to realise that if we continually think and act short-term, we're not going to have a strong economy 5 or 10 years in the future. And I give you the example of Japan. Anyone knows anything about economics will know that Japan has been in depression for 22 years, doing the same things that we're doing and counting.
I think it's basic housekeeping as well. If you haven't got enough in your family budget to last you, you do need to cut back. And it's the same with the country. Putting it into very simple terms, we haven't got the money to spend. We do have to cut back.
I understand your arguments entirely, and it's a philosophy I totally buy into. What worries me is that one person listening tonight who is out of work.
Look, you got to put it into perspective that for the last 10 years, we have built an economy based on banking, on house prices and debt. That is not a real economy. And anyone who thinks it is either trying to sell your house or trying to get your vote.
More to come in the next 15 minutes. It's going to be interesting.